Hello, everyone. This is Varsha, and you are watching the series of success stories brought to you by Indian Achievers Forum. So, once again, we are here with you all to discuss about the success story of one more achiever of our. And this time, we have with us Mr. Nagendra Kumar S. Marur, who is the managing director of ICA India Private Limited. Mr. Nagendra Kumar Marur has a rich experience of over 29 years with over a decade experience in leadership positions with esteemed organizations such as ICA, Thermo Scientific, and GE. Mr. Marur had joined ICA in Jan 2016 as a managing director, and his vision and innovations has made ICA a leader in lab technologies. He is a recognized global leader for his strong business acumen, driving revenue and effective communication with exceptional relationship management skill. But before we actually start the conversation with him, let's quickly have a look at a very small video telling you about what we actually do.
Indian Achievers Forum is driven by a full-fledged advisory board. The board consists of experienced personalities who have excelled in their respective careers. Together, the forum organizes conferences, events, workshops, exhibitions, trade shows, and B2B initiatives in India as well as abroad. Where there is passion, there is achievement. And where there is achievement, there is Indian Achievers Forum.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you, Varsha.
All right, sir. So before we actually start the conversation, I'm very keen to know that how did you actually land up to the idea of starting up with this ICA India Private Limited?
To be precise, ICA India was a license office almost like I would say 15 years back. Back in 2004 or 5, I think it started as a license office with the distributors. It was direct import office. And the visionary of ICA is basically the shareholders. They found India as a nice place for investment. So in 2008, the license office was registered as a manufacturing center, and the complete operation resumed since 2009. So that's how it all happened for ICA India.
All right, sir. So, everyone do face some sort of challenges in their journey. It's not a cakewalk to, work on. But then what sort of challenges you have faced in your professional journey? If you can tell us a bit about those, please.
As any company who starts up operation in India, ICA also had its ups and downs. There were a lot of people who invested their time and energy to convert ICA into a profitable organization. So very thankful who initiated the process back in 2008 and 9. The journey was that from the laboratory equipment size, ICA was one of the manufacturers who had actually started this journey in India, because most of it were traders, very few manufacturers as a subsidiary in India. So ICA was one of them, and those times probably everybody were eager in terms of letter of credit in foreign currency, because it was passing through the customs. There were customs duty exemptions. Otherwise, the manufacturing of the products in India was attracting local levies. Those point of time, it was the taxes and which were supposed to get paid, which were waive off in case of imported equipment. But I think there were good scope in understanding the Indian policies and procedures. We walked through that. That was the difficulties, but then as such, the product was most welcomed by our customers. They wanted to use more and more of ICA products, and that's how we could climb the ladder to the success.
Amazing, sir. All right. So, what exactly are the product and services that ICA is providing to people out there?
So we are basically laboratory, analytical, and process technology. That's the brief understanding of the account. our profile. So in laboratory, we mainly encourage services to laboratory sector where pharmaceutical R&D, then chemistry, these sort of facilities mostly into. We are also into animal feeds as well as plant biotechnology. From analytical side, we are also into analysis of requirements in terms of coal. Then we also have viscosity meters, various other products coming in from analytical technology side. And process instrumentation is into the continuous process manufacturing, which will be very helpful in terms of cosmetics, food, and the pharmaceutical industry.
All right, sir. So now talking about the future, what further plans do you have for your organization in the upcoming years?
ECA always believes in innovation, technology innovation. We have R&D also supporting headquarters in Bangalore. So we are also now going towards more into life sciences. We have many products in the pipeline, and these products are going to come. So the expansion will be that we are moving on from the chemistry, pharmaceutical line, as well as into life sciences diagnostic side too, where we are going to get more in products into the system.
All right, sir. So now moving ahead, you must be knowing about the Atmanirbhar Bharat campaign, the gone year 2020, and obviously the current year too is making us all realize the importance of becoming Atmanirbhar. So, what do you have to say on this campaign, and also how is your organization working towards this?
So, as I said, that I'm very glad the investors of ICA were very visionary when they actually started the company in India. When a lot of people were just traders as a subsidiary office in India, ICA entered into manufacturing and assembly of products designed in Germany, assembled in India for India. And then there were a lot of work that was carried out from the sourcing the team for having the products or the raw materials in India. So this was sourced in India for the global requirements. So we have a lot of vendor partners who are located in various parts of the country who are associated with the company for producing the products as well exporting directly to the ECA subsidiaries across the globe for those products to be produced in their country. So I'm very glad that Atmanirbhar Bharat is added energy to our muscles now, which is very important because this was a dream for ECA also to be part of India requirements, or what we call it as globalization, going global with the local. So we have now increased product sourcing within the country. We have also increased the number of products produced from India to the global requirements. As well, we are now increasing the number of products to be assembled in India for our local market capacity. And we also are responsible for subcontinent business. So by this, I think it's, as I said, that it's added energy to our muscles, which is a wonderful initiative by Government of India by incentivizing Atmanirbhar Bharat.
Sir, now moving ahead, though I know it's always a very proud moment for someone when we get recognitions for our work, but still, I would love to know from you that what are your feelings on winning this Indian Achievers Award?
Yeah, it's a very proud moment, I would say, because as a company, ICA, thanks to my entire team who have really worked very hard in streamlining the business and consistently giving the results and getting recognized by somebody outside the organization, having an eye on uh, what we are actually giving back from the country perspective or from the investors' standpoint, it's really a very proud moment, I would say.
And I once again congratulate you on the achievement, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right, sir. So now, as we have discussed a lot about your professional role, tell us a bit about the CSR activities that you are involved in.
Being into the scientific line, uh, we couldn't plan much of CSR activity as of last year, so we donated the funds to the Prime Minister CSR Fund so that it can be well utilized by the center for appropriate work. We normally try to work along with the scientific community either by placing our equipment and getting those suitable results. Though it is not coming under the CSR activity as such, but normally we do a contribution to the state government in terms of the fund release for any incidences like flood relief or scarcity in terms of the requirements for any other reasons. Normally, that's the work what we have done. We have not actually moved forward as a team because it's a very small team what we have. So we are dependent on the central funding for now or the state funding for now, where we release this money or grants to them.
All right, sir. So, last but surely not the least, what message you would like to give to our younger generation who wish to become a successful entrepreneur, sir?
Okay, that's actually I would say the younger generation is very smart enough because they know the world much broader. They have got the reach much easier than to what we were actually having. However, sometimes I feel that there's something which is given in the plate uh, seldom removes the hard work amongst them. So I would say it's not just hard work. Pull up and do a smart work. It's not about your education. It's about quality of knowledge that you impart. There's a lot of opportunity as a country, a global requirement. So encash that, engage in that, and endeavor in making yourself proud of it and the country proud of it.
Very rightly said, sir. And I'm sure that the younger generation will, come out as a rising star if they follow your suggestions and advices. So thank you so very much for being with us today. It was pleasure talking to you, and I wish you all the success for all your future endeavors. And may you continue to inspire us the way you are doing. Thank you so very much for being with us today.
Thank you very much, Varsha, for taking your time and conducting this interview. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much.